Hello? I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Oh, I think I lost the call again.
I hate phone providers in Canada.
As a Canadian, we are all 100% getting scammed on our phone bills every single month.
Canada has some of the highest cell phone rates in the entire world.
Do you know what I'm sick and tired of? Companies in Canada, mobile companies, that limit your data.
If you're planning on getting internet when you come to Canada, just listen up. Don't go with Telus.
In Canada, we have some of the highest cell phone bills in the world.
I feel like it's in Canada, the phone bills were just getting ripped off.
This is a list of things that makes me anxious in Canada. You're on a long drive and you hit that 100 kilometers of no cell service.
I'm going to disclose what I pay for my phone bill, and I'm curious because everyone's agreeing with me that the service is atrocious for what we pay.
Welcome to Canadian Rant. Let me ask you something. Why does a country as rich and advanced as Canada have some of the most expensive internet and phone bills in the world? Think about it. We work online, we study online, we book appointments, pay bills, talk to family, and even apply for jobs online. Connectivity is no longer a luxury, it's a basic necessity. Yet Canadians are paying premium prices for services that are often slower, capped, unreliable, and locked behind confusing contracts. We're told it's because Canada is big, we're told it's because infrastructure is expensive, we're told it's just the way it is. But what if that's not the truth? Today we're exposing the scam of connectivity in Canada, how a small number of powerful telecom companies control the market, limit competition, and charge Canadians some of the highest prices on the planet for internet and mobile services. This isn't about bad customer service or the occasional outage. This is about a system designed to overcharge, where switching providers barely helps, and loyalty is punished, not rewarded. If you've ever looked at your phone or internet bill and thought, "Why am I paying this much?" This video is for you. Let's break it down.
As a Canadian, we are all 100% getting scammed on our phone bills every single month. I just came back from Dubai and I needed a new phone, so I went into the Virgin store. I needed unlimited data and unlimited talking and texting. That came out to $25 a month. If I wanted that same plan in Canada, that would be over $120 per month every single month. And it's the same thing with internet. We have the most expensive telephone and internet bills because there's a monopoly on the telecommunication services by like Bell and Rogers, so everything else runs underneath them. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, but I just want to let you guys know, like, hey, we are getting scammed.
Do you know what I'm sick and tired of? Companies in Canada, mobile companies, that limit your data. What kind of piece of crap is that? If you go to the USA right now, you have unlimited data. They're not going to slow down your speed. Here, I'm with Telus. I went through my high speed, and I feel like they put me on dial-up now. Seriously, Telus? It's the slowest thing on the planet. What kind of internet is this slow speed? Dial-up? Is it a 56K modem? Let me know in the comments below if you're sick and tired of this Telus, Rogers, Bell crap that don't give you unlimited data in Canada. We're getting ripped off. This is rigged.
Canadians pay the highest cell phone prices in the world. In fact, Rogers Telecommunication is the most expensive telecommunication carrier in the whole of the world. How expensive? 3 times as expensive as Australia, twice as expensive as the US and Europe. The Rogers Shaw deal will only make the priciest company and the most biggest only bigger. We need more competition in Canada, which means not just a 4th carrier, but 40 carriers to supply more choice to Canadians and lower prices. When will this minister get serious about competition instead of pandering to just one monopoly?
Yeah. This is a list of things that makes me anxious in Canada. You're on a long drive and you hit that 100 kilometers of no cell service. That gives me anxiety. If something happens, what are we going to do? That's scary. Having to go through a drive-through. Honestly, I still cannot master it. Like having to go around a bend in a drive-through. It's just still the wrong side of the car for me. It gives me anxiety. Shopping for fruit and vegetables. You never know what you're going to get with fruit and vegetables. You can have it for one day and it'll go rotten, or you can have it for weeks and it'll be fine. And it's so expensive. It's expensive. So it's scary and it makes me anxious having to pick the fruit and vegetables. Honestly, any national park in summer, but especially Banff, it makes me extremely anxious. Obviously, it's the high season. So many tourists are coming. Adding to that Lake Louise in summer, you will not catch me anywhere near that lake in summer ever. Like there's just so much anxiety, so many people. No, thank you. Internal Canadian flights, because they're always getting delayed. You're always delayed. Something's happening with that internal flight. It's expensive to try and fly internally. It never turns up on time. And if you're flying to Toronto, you better be sure you're losing your baggage. Like, there's no way your bag is going to leave with you. Like, they're going to lose that for you. Anxiety.
Canadians are paying 245 times more for mobile data than people in countries elsewhere. That's right. We pay 245 times more than the Israelis, 61 times more than the Italians, and 26 times more than the French at $7.36 per gigabyte. But then again, although we pay the 10th most in the world, at least we're not paying $59.97 per gigabyte like Zimbabwe.
We've been lucky enough to spend a whole week here in beautiful Saint Laurent, Manitoba, meeting people, reporting on their stories. But there has been a problem. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Oh, I think I lost the call again.
It's a dead zone right here. So when you're traveling from the city, you lose reception right in the St. Laurent area.
Considering the fact that this is the main highway to Thompson, it should be an embarrassment to the province.
I don't get any emergency alerts where I stay over there sometimes. It's really crappy. Yeah, especially when you have kids.
They actually came out, they put markers as to where they're going to develop. And last year we looked into it and they informed us that it was postponed until 2026.
Canada has some of the highest cell phone rates in the entire world. Out of 50 countries, Canada has the most expensive plans. For comparison, it's 7 times more expensive than Australia, 25 times more expensive than Ireland and France, and 1,000 times more than Finland, according to marketplace analysis. And cell phone companies making an excuse like, Canada's a big country. We can't provide to so few citizens, so we need to charge them more because Canada has a small population. It's all crap. There's no regulation preventing these companies from doing these things. And there's no competition. There's just Bell and Eastlink and 3 or 4 other players. And nobody opens up cell phone companies, wireless companies in Canada.
Bell Canada is a ripoff. I phoned them today because I needed receipts from last year when I had cell service with them. And it wasn't online, and I thought things were supposed to be online for 18 months. And it wasn't online, and they said it would cost me $20 per invoice. I only needed 4 months worth of invoices, so I told them I'm not doing that. And I told them, do not send me a survey, because if you do send me a survey, then I will charge you $20. I will give you a $20 invoice to do the survey. So, Bell Canada, you just go F yourself.
Okay, so a couple months back I made a video about my cell phone service being with Telus, it sucking, and everyone, not just with Telus, but everyone agreed with me that in Nova Scotia, the cell phone service is atrocious. And guess what? Over the past couple weeks, I've noticed it's just been getting worse. See, I live in Upper Onslow, okay? And before, I never had issues with cell service up in that area. Recently, I have started losing service at home. It's only for blips, but it's another thing that, okay, now we're losing service somewhere else, and it's affecting me at home when I work from home. So let me know. We're going to rehash this again. What is your service like? Have you found it's getting better over time, worse over time? Let me know.
I'm going to tell you the worst telephone provider in Canada, based in our experience. This is City Planner again, and we are here to help you, aspiring international student, with an easy and actionable guide towards your Canadian dream.
Hello, tickety-tockety boo-boo. Is it just me, or is everybody in fucking Ontario, or at least Ottawa, having cell phone issues? What the fuck? It seems like every time I make a phone call, it drops, or it's the and then you're talking to the person, they're like It's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. I just had 5 phone calls within 15 minutes. I talked to my wife twice, I talked to a friend of mine twice, he's going to pick up some shit, and I talked to my uncle once. And guess what? All calls were What the fuck? How is this possible? So we're paying, yes, the highest fucking cost in all the world for cellular service. That's fucking awesome. It's down from what it was. I thought 5G was supposed to be the the be-all, end-all. Well, no, it's not. My fucking old phone, my piece of shit there, I never had a problem. There was only a couple areas where I knew 100% I'm going to lose the call. That is because of the area. There's more towers in the air now than there was before with 5G now. It's fucking bullshit. I don't know if it's the problem with the cell phones, that they've cheaped out on the components, so like the receivers or whatever the fuck is supposed to be taking in these calls, they're dropping constantly. And I'm not the only one. There's tons of people having this problem. What in the living fuck? So I want to know from the rest of you guys in Canada, all across, like fucking coast to coast to coast to coast to coast to coast to coast, what in the living fuck is going on here? Why are we paying for this service? And you know what? There's only 2 companies that have towers in the air. That's Bell and Rogers. Have they turned down the frequencies so much? Or is it the components in the phones? I don't know, but I'm getting really sick and tired of this. Because, I think the easiest way to make a phone call now, because a lot of plans now, you get pretty much almost unlimited data. Just messenger your husband or wife or children, or FaceTime them, or you can do the WhatsApp. It's probably the fucking best way to go, because at least it's not going to probably break on you, like the conversation. That's fucking terrible. And here we are in Canada. Wow. Fucking awesome. Anyways, you guys all take care. Have a great freaking awesome Canadian long weekend. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your Canada Day. And well, if you don't get cell service, well, that wouldn't surprise me, because you probably had it fucking 2 years ago with your old phone, but you're not going to get it anywhere near your cottage now. Anyways, you guys all take care. Have a good one. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
In Canada, we have some of the highest cell phone bills in the world. And in Prince Edward Island, we have some of the highest cell phone bills in Canada. Which means Prince Edward Island is one of the most expensive places to have a cell phone. But people from Prince Edward Island know that the service is absolutely insane. There's no service in many parts of Prince Edward Island, including even in city centers, not just rural Prince Edward Island. But in rural Prince Edward Island, the cell phone reception is next to nothing. It's absolutely scary and dangerous to Prince Edward Islanders. We need to open the doors for more competition in Canada and bring more cell phone providers to Canada. The monopoly on cell phone providers has to stop, and it starts with the federal government.
Okay, so let's break this down into a part 2 now. I'm going to disclose what I pay for my phone bill, and I'm curious because everyone's agreeing with me that the service is atrocious for what we pay everywhere. So I pay $110 a month. Now, mind you, I need unlimited data, right? And that's unlimited text and calling, so it's a little more than probably what most people pay. But I pay $110 a month for my phone bill, and it's terrible. You don't have to say what you pay. However, a lot of people are saying they're paying a lot for their phone bill, and they're not getting the value. It's unreal. It's unreal.
Literally the dumbest, most hilarious thing happened to me today. And if there's one thing about me, I hate phone providers in Canada, like the Bells, the Rogers, the conglomerates, like me and everyone else. But there was this flashy new phone company called Fizz, or new to Ontario, I guess, like they're a Quebec company. And I fell for the marketing. Plus, it was like $25 a month for like 20 gigs. And I'm like, this is a steal. That should have been my first red flag. Like, I saw their ads on TikTok. I've seen their ads on Crave. Also, that's a whole other story. The services that I pay for, like Prime, Crave, all that bullshit. Why do they have commercials now? Anyways, so I got in a tiff with Fido, my current provider. So I'm like, F it, I'm switching to Fizz. I was all excited. I get the SIM card. Lo and behold, I have an eSIM card because I have like a brand new iPhone. Apparently Apple switched to eSIMs, which I just like forgot about. I don't know. But I was like, hey Fizz, like I have an eSIM. Like, what do I do? First of all, there's no one to talk to. There's only like that chat. So I was already very annoyed by the chat because they answer like an hour later and it's a robot. Then I looked on Reddit and lo and behold, they don't have eSIM capability. You can only insert like a physical SIM card. But when I did the compatibility test, like if I can bring my phone over because I already have a device, it was like, yes, you can. Let me tell you that I already started transferring my number from Fido to Fizz. So now it's in no man's land, my phone number. Lost in the abyss. So then what I had to do was go crawling back to Fido. I was like, so funny story. I was leaving you, but I can't now because they don't have eSIM capability. So I'm back. And I had to make a brand new account. I did get a little bit of a better deal. And then I had to like put like the SIM card from Fizz, like to get a code into like an old cell phone that had the tray to even transfer my number back to Fido. And my number is still not transferred. So I literally have to now walk to Fido tomorrow, the store, and be like, can you please help me? Something is wrong with my phone. It's not working. My phone number. So if you were curious about Fizz, that was my experience. I can say do not recommend, 0 out of 10.
If you're planning on getting internet when you come to Canada, just listen up. Don't go with Telus. I have been a loyal customer of Telus for 12 years and I've only stayed with them because it's such an inconvenience to have to switch mobile phones and have to switch the internet in your house. We signed a month-by-month contract when we moved back to Canada after our year trip around the US. And it ended up that we actually stayed longer than we thought we were going to do, 3 months in Canada, and then we were going to leave to travel Costa Rica, but it never happened. So we've been here for about 7 to 8 months under a month-to-month contract. Today, we're leaving in 2 days' time, and today we actually called them to cancel the internet that we assumed was month-to-month. They've told us that we have to pay a fee of $150 or $140 to cancel this contract. And my husband's like, we've been doing a month-to-month contract. And then we get told on the phone that no, you actually signed up for a 24-month contract when there was no 24-month contract. And that we have to pay a cancellation fee of $140. And on top of that, they were like, you also need to bring the box for the internet back to us through the mail. So we have to pay the $140 to cancel our contract for 24 months that we never even signed. And we have to send back a box to Telus, even though they never gave us the box. It was here when we actually rented this apartment. And on top of all this, let's not talk about the 20 calls you get a day on a daily basis, even though you put your name into the system not to call, and you give out to them and they say, oh yeah, we've removed your phone number, and then they keep consistently calling. So the moral of the story is, if you're moving to Canada or if you're going out on your own, whether it's a house, an apartment, whatever, don't use Telus. And the worst thing too is that they don't even have a Google review page so you can write a review on, because they're that much of a shit company to deal with that they don't have one, because if they did, they'd be 0 stars.
Things that'll send Canadians into a coma, cell phone edition. I just got out of Orange. It is the most incredible thing that, as a Canadian, I'm mind blown. My deal, 2 phone lines, 2 cell phone lines, a home phone. We don't really need it, but it was included. It was fiber internet, and also an iPad. When you see the total, 48 euros. What is that Canadian? My mind's $75 Canadian, something like that, 80 bucks. I'm blown away. I feel like it's in Canada, the phone bills were just getting ripped off. I'm not used to this kind of thing.
By now it should be obvious. Canada's connectivity problem isn't accidental. It's structural. A handful of telecom giants dominate the market. They own the infrastructure, they own the networks, they influence pricing. And when competition is limited, prices don't fall. They stabilize at painfully high levels. That's why Canadians often see nearly identical plans across different providers. Different branding, different marketing, but the same prices, the same data caps, and the same restrictions. Choice exists on paper, not in reality. And here's what makes this especially dangerous. In today's world, connectivity equals opportunity. High internet costs hurt students. They hurt remote workers. they hurt small businesses, they isolate seniors, they widen the gap between those who can afford to stay connected and those who can't. When internet and phone services are overpriced, people don't just lose convenience. They lose access to education, employment, healthcare, and community. Governments talk about affordability. Telecom companies talk about investment. But Canadians are stuck in the middle, paying more every year while being told to be grateful for it. So what can be done? First, stop accepting the narrative that this is normal. Many countries with large land masses and challenging geography still offer cheaper, faster internet. High prices are a policy and market failure, not an inevitability. Second, pay attention to regulation. Telecom pricing isn't just a business issue, it's a public policy issue. Stronger competition rules, real enforcement, and consumer-first policies make a difference. Third, talk about it. Silence benefits monopolies. Awareness creates pressure. The more Canadians question these prices publicly, the harder it becomes to ignore. Connectivity should empower people, not drain them. It should connect communities, not exploit them. And it should never feel like a monthly punishment just to stay online. If this video made you rethink your phone or internet bill, share it. Not for outrage, but for impact. Subscribe to Canadian Rant for more honest conversations about the systems quietly costing Canadians more every day. Stay informed, stay connected, and keep asking, why are we paying so much for so little?